Okay, I'll call the meeting to order. Please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Welcome my guests and those watching on cable this evening. The first item on our agenda is to sign the state primary election warrant, and I see our constable is here. Mr. Beliconis.
You have a copy of the state primary warrant that's in your packet, and the original is in the signature folder for the election taking place on September 14th of 2010. And you see all the various state offices that are over there.
It only requires to list the offices and not the candidates?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Mr. Prisco.
Mr. Chairman, I move to sign the September 14th, 2010 state primary warrant.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Prisco, seconded by Mr. O'Leary. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous? John, who has the original?
I do.
Should be in the signature folder.
Okay. We got to sign it, and he's got to witness it.
You sign first, or is he signed first?
You can sign.
All right.
There's a
Beautiful.
place for everybody. Pass it to Steve. Hey, John.
How are you? Good. What's the date? What time? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Take care. Have a good night. You too.
Take it, John.
Good night.
Next item on our agenda is is correspondence. Pass yellow sheets down to Allison. If you have anything you want to look, they're in the chairman's folder. I don't see anyone here for public comment. Appointments and reappointments. Mr. Prisco.
I have a few tonight. Mr. Chairman, I move to place in nomination the following names for appointment as associate members of the Veterans Memorial Committee for indefinite terms. Gerald Gurry, 16 Swan Pond Road. James Saunders, 36 Abbott Road. Edward McGar, Jr., 4 Larch Road, number 1.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Prisco, seconded by Mr. O'Leary. Discussion. Michael?
Yay. Yes.
Discussion?
No, no.
Comment? Nothing?
No.
Is there one individual that was resigning to, and get talked into, through a letter of resignation and then was getting,
Piercy's been in there a long time.
Yeah, it says current full member wants to be an associate member. That's Mr. Pierce.
so that's what we're doing.
Yeah, I think that's the next.
That's the
motion.
next one.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous? Next, Mr. Prisco.
Okay, now what to that one? Mr. Chairman, I move to change the membership of Edward Piercy, 10 Upton Road, of the Veterans Memorial Committee from full member to associate member for an indefinite terms.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Prisco, seconded by Mr. O'Leary. Comments?
Mr. Piercy's been serving for a number of years, and certainly appreciate his services and his willingness to stay on as an associate member because he's a valuable resource and been there a long time.
Yes, and I thought in his letter that, what he was saying was he couldn't devote all of the time, and he was giving up the seat for someone that may be able to spend more time. I think that's very grateful of him.
Yeah, we want to compliment the Director of Veteran Services for
twisting his arm a little bit.
Yeah.
Which is good.
But she still needs help, so if there are people interested, they could still use some more members. So.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous.
Next
We-
one.
one more.
Mr. Chairman, I move to place in nomination the following name for appointment as a member of the Youth Services Committee for a term to expire December 31st, 2012. Kathy Dardino, 16 Ridgeway Road.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Prisco, seconded by Mr. O'Leary. Are there any other vacant seats?
On the Youth Services?
Yes.
No, but they do want more committee members. They don't have any particular number of seats that I know of, but they are looking for members to participate, so they could definitely use. I know tonight they have a potential new member that's gonna sit in, may even sit in a couple meetings, and then become a member, but they're also recruiting for additional members.
Mr. Chair?
Yes.
So are they at 11 now? Are they at the full 11 component?
I don't know the answer to the question. I don't know.
Okay, so.
I don't know
so
who's
they may-
come and gone. I haven't seen the reappointments of all the people, so I can't tell you exactly how many there are.
Anyway, Kathy's term was up, so
Yeah, she wasn't sure she was going to come back or not, and we're very thankful that she did and appreciate her commitment.
Okay, on the motion, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous? Okay, consideration of town-owned land.
You want to do finance director first?
Yeah.
Oh, did I skip over the, yes, I did,
Yes, she
sorry.
did. There's no one here. Time.
Mr. Tassoni, why don't you come up and join us? Make some room up here. Bring a
you
chair up.
You have a presentation?
Sure.
Did you have a
Yeah.
presentation you were gonna give? Oh, okay, because they brought the computer in for you. They weren't sure. if
That
you
was,
needed-
I had asked for it, I wasn't sure. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you.
They weren't.
Thank you. So Joe, if you're comfortable standing there, fine. If you'd like to grab it, no, whatever makes it easy for you. Okay.
Keeping us on our toes.
Where do you want to start?
Well, let's start with the real estate history. Put the two sheets side by side. I know we're concerned on our real estate collections that have gone. And, so we looked at a 5-year history. And what we're seeing is not really much has changed. If you follow it from 206 all the way to 210, it tells you what is collected in subsequent years. So sometimes not everything is collected in the current year. Sometimes, a lot of the times, there are more receipts collected in the next fiscal year, and then eventually goes to tax title. So, a couple of things that stood out for me is that real estate taxes in '06 were 26 million, and in 2010 they were up to 32 million, so they've grown at a 23% increase over that time. The outstanding ending balances hover around the $300,000 to the $400,000 range. If you look at the next year, bulk of that is collected. Once that If that's not collected by the following February, then it goes into tax title, most of it.
Joe, a question regarding tax title. That's an additional amount that goes into tax title rather than the cumulative balance of tax title?
But we have one tax title account, and the accounts lose their identity, so we don't know if somebody's paying an '08, an '07, an '09.
No, that's not what I'm asking. Is the number to tax title in 2006, is that in addition to what is already in tax title, Mr. Veliconis?
Board members, the amount flushes to free cash every year.
It flushes
So
to,
it goes to zero, and then we start the new year with a zero balance.
Yes. The collection, what's collected, is that what you were asking?
No, the number you have in, say, take 2006.
Doesn't accumulate.
You have a number in tax
no,
title.
but it's, this is collected against tax title.
Okay, now,
That's not,
Nothing in here is tax title collections. This is strictly what happens to real estate.
okay, so what's that?
I'm a little confused.
In '06, we committed the $26,784.
Yep.
We abated 142. Usually there's some, what do you call it, mandatory abatements and exemptions. You have the
Yeah,
elderly and all that, right?
That's
That's the 142.
yep, so
So
264.
we have abatements that are always gonna happen, that's just the way the law is written for that.
Right.
That first to tax title is people that are already in tax title, that 88,000, that goes in June, because we know these people aren't paying, these aren't new people that aren't paying the taxes. So they're already on the books with tax title accounts, so this 88,000 will go to tax title.
So you
Right
deduct
off
that
the
from the
bat.
commitment. You deduct the 88 from the commitment. You
Yes.
deduct the abatements from the commitment.
Yeah,
Yeah,
But that's,
Right,
so
Okay.
I understand that, okay?
then we collected the 26,200, then we had the refunds, people overpaid, give our money back, so we had an ending balance of 332, which we carried,
Okay, so I guess the question I have is, on the tax title, right? That is an amount of money that wasn't collected,
that was not collected, the
was not collected,
88,000.
right? And it becomes an asset on our books somewhere,
Yes.
Right.
right? It's a lien against property
Yes,
at some point.
yes.
So I guess my question was, are we building up the lien value, the number of liens that we have against property? So that's $88,000 added to it.
Right. I mean, yeah, we add some every year. If people don't pay, we lien right away.
Right, so that's an additive, that's money owed the town, not collected.
But it's still part of the commitment number.
Yes,
Right.
yeah. No, I'm
No,
just
it's
trying to
not.
understand,
Because I just.
he's deducting it from the commitment.
yeah, well, right, it's,
No, I just did the addition here.
You're
The other thing
just
that's being deducted is
reclassifying
refunds.
the receivable. It was once a real estate receivable, it's now a tax title receivable.
no, but the formula, Steve, that I looked at on the spreadsheet was commitments minus abatements, minus tax title, minus receipts, plus refunds equaled ending balance. That's what's on the spreadsheet.
Yeah, that's right.
So I understand that if we didn't collect money against the commitment that went to tax title, right? It becomes an asset on our balance sheet somewhere, I would
Right,
assume.
Same place, just gets reclassified.
Okay. So it's an addition to that particular classification.
Right,
Okay, that was my question.
yes.
So we don't end up with $332,000 isn't extra money left over.
No, that's what you didn't collect at the
That's
end
what
of
we
'06.
didn't collect.
But if you see what happened in '07, you abated 9,000. You put some more into tax title, but you collected a lot. You collected 321. And you-
Payments that didn't make it at the end of the
You
year.
make it at the end of the year. You refunded that 84,000, and you only had a balance of 7,000.
No, I understand it now. But but we have a running total on the abatement, so we know to date.
No
what-
running